Hi Gemini, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of June 2021. I do want to thank you genuinely for joining me, but want to make sure to remind you to like this video. Do leave me a comment about your individual situation, and of course don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But more importantly, when meditating on your Gemini energy overall for the month, in regards to the subject, of course, the message that I received was knowing that abundance is on its way. Knowing that abundance is on its way. And so we're going to keep it simple by pulling 6 tarot cards for the month to give you a bit of an outlook of what to expect. All right? And I'm being guided to shuffle like this to begin. And bear with me as I struggle to begin this reading. Alrighty, we're just going to do one this way and then shuffle the way I'm used to, or the way I normally do it. All right, for Gemini, thank you, Spirit. I right off the bat am feeling as if a lot of Geminis are potentially going to share too much within their work environment. Something to keep in mind, a level of just needing to at times be aware that holding back can be most beneficial. Okay, good start. What else do we have for Gemini for the month of June 2021? Money and career, of course. Ooh. Bear with me as they fly to the ground. Alrighty, now that I grabbed those from the floor, we're going to keep shuffling for the last 3. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have for the second half of June for Gemini? Money and career. And we have 2 remaining, which we're going to keep shuffling for. Thank you, Spirit. I am loving the energy so far, though. A little feisty, but beautiful nonetheless. And we have 1 remaining, which we'll pull right from the top. With the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it feels as if you making your way out of May, which wasn't your best month career-wise or even financially. There's a newfound sense of passion and creativity coming over you. You feeling as if you can make certain changes and adjustments in order to see the results you desire. Feeling like there are other areas of your life improving as well, but you honestly, for whatever reason, your main focus is your career or the improvement of your finances. And Spirit's saying that's okay. Just don't let it overwhelm you throughout the month. We're beginning the month in the spread with pretty good energy with the 6 of Pentacles. I'm right off the bat hearing take your time. You begin the month of June feeling the need to rush towards the completion of your goals or the fulfillment of your obligations within your career, or trying to pay off certain bills. And Spirit's saying, what's the rush? What is the rush, Gemini? You're going to get there eventually, you know? Just because the past months were a bit of a struggle or a bit of a roller coaster within the 2 subjects we're speaking upon doesn't mean that it needs to be a race throughout the month of June. You're going to stress yourself out, and to kind of help you stop and smell the roses or realize that things are falling into place more so than you think, a few gifts of abundance come in, right? Spirit starts you off on the right note, being like, look, Gemini, you're an abundant individual, even when things feel a little rocky. But it's partly to kind of get you back in touch with your beautiful intuition, that gut feeling that comes over you at times, even if you ignore it. And this time, your gut feeling is going to tell you that abundance is on its way. All right. And I mean, it's already starting to begin the month. So how can you begin with this and head in the negative direction, right? So I'm just going to tell you right off the bat that it's up to you, but allow this abundance to start you off and head you in the right direction. I'm also hearing make it work. There's a situation within your career, or maybe financially, where you just have to simply do your best to make it work. And Spirit's saying you will. It's just a matter of you accepting that things aren't going to be ideal now, even if these small gifts of abundance, which come in different forms, remember, start to flow in. Remembering that as you trickle on, with the temperance card being the second one, you need to remind yourself to be patient with yourself, with the process, with certain people you're wrapped up with within your career. I'm hearing your boss. And the way I heard that, it made me a little bit nervous. For some of you, you're dealing with a boss that's a bit abrupt or stresses you out, an energy you don't blend with naturally or easily. Take a deep breath, Gemini. Don't allow it to get to you, okay? If it's not your boss, it's somebody else. Or if you're an entrepreneur, it could just be your own mental state. Whatever it ends up being for you or whoever, just allow yourself to remember you can handle it. You can make the best out of the situation, like we were saying, and allow for yourself to, as you make the best out of it, stay focused on the abundance that you're experiencing and that you intuitively know is ahead. There's also part of me that wants to say balance things out for yourself. If you feel overly stressed or on edge because of certain factors like we were just talking about, well, why are you allowing your work and your finances to take over to that extent? Yeah, it's an essential part of your life and whatnot, but what about those other areas? Your friends, your family, your self-care, you name it, your home life. There's so many other factors that you could or areas that you could be paying attention to as well. And I think it's at this point where you realize, as you implement more balance and patience within yourself and your situation, paying attention and watering other areas of your life will benefit your career and finances greatly, as you don't feel overwhelmed as much or stressed or feeling like it's just your entire life. Okay? And then we're moving on to the Hanged Man. They're bringing me back to temperance for whatever reason. They're saying, as you implement all of which that we were just speaking upon, shake off the nerves, okay? It's at this point in the month where those nerves need to go. There's so much to look forward to, so many things important steps you need to take within your career as the month of June moves on and you make your way into July, to the point where those nerves just can't be a part of it, okay? Allow yourself to gain or maintain a level of confidence as you do what you know is necessary. We're moving back once again, or moving forward towards the Hangman. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing. You're going to be moving forward, not back. And allowing yourself to remember that part of that process is adjusting your perspective if need be. For whatever reason, you might slip into a negative funk to finish up the first half of the month, or feel your mind racing so quickly as you see I can't even catch my breath in the midst of this explanation. You feeling like you're hanging in a very vulnerable spot. At times you having to put yourself out there for your career choice, even if it feels a bit iffy. And Spirit saying, it's okay. You were meant to feel this vulnerable or feel like you're in a bit of a spotlight. Allow yourself to shine in a different way. It's going to be a growing process, even if it doesn't feel natural or if it feels a bit uneasy at times. As a Gemini, you were partially meant to be in the spotlight, and the sooner you come to terms with that, the better. Even if your career choice doesn't necessarily put you in let's say the eye of the public. Sorry, I struggled to get there. And so it's this point in the month where your mind might be racing, but it's that literally becomes something that hinders you, because you can't even fully get to the conclusions, or you can't spit out what you're trying to communicate. And imagine how frustrating that's going to be in your work environment. Reminding yourself that at times to adjust your perspective to a more optimistic state of mind, as well as to slow things down mentally, however it works for you, is going to make it easier to communicate how you feel and develop certain results that you desire, okay? Making our way to the second half of the month and spread, we have the Eight of Pentacles. As you begin the second half of the month, a certain amount of inspiration and creativity comes over you. You're realizing at this point in the month that being you is truly how it's done. You realizing that for a while you've either tried to strive to be a different version of yourself within your work environment to please others or to see different results. And it's not about trying to change who you are, it's about growing and learning and becoming a better version of you. Being true to who you are and being one with the abundance that's coming in throughout this point in the month as well. It just feels like you learn a lot of good lessons up until this point in the month, good conclusions that you come to about yourself, where you're heading, if you're on the right path, and asking yourself more questions in order to see the way, to see the light, if you feel like you haven't been recently. But with the Six of Pentacles being aligned, you receive more and more gifts of abundance that you expected, you intuitively knew, and feel good about that, right? Remember, abundance doesn't just mean finances. I mean, for some of you, it could be more money coming in, and of course, that's going to feel great and it's going to give you more stability. But for some of you, it's an opportunity within your work environment, within your work choice, allowing yourself to, for some of you, it's a new job opportunity altogether, what you've been striving for. Whatever the case may be for you, run with it, feel good about it, and realize that it's because of all your hard work and effort you've been putting forth. Even if at times it's a bit misplaced or it comes with a bit of nerves, allowing yourself to remember that you are only human, and moving forward, you're going to grow and change and make better choices, okay? Moving on, we have the Page of Cups. I'm being drawn to the feather. Before we move on, pay attention if Spirit in the universe throws a few feathers in your pathway. I would look up the angel meaning or the spiritual meaning of a feather and how that pertains to your situation. It's a way for them to try to communicate with you, or maybe potentially just to slow you down and take your mind off of certain stresses at that time. And we are making our way once again to the Page of Cups. You make your way to the middle of the second half of the month and you feel a bit spacey, a bit out of it. Don't be surprised if you're finding yourself drifting to different abundant worlds that you imagine. Even if it's not simply a different career choice, it could be. But for some of you, it's just you wanting to escape your reality, your world altogether, feeling it's a lot to handle, or feeling an immense amount of pressure on your own shoulders. But similar to Aquarius, it feels as if you will realize that a lot of those pressures are from you, putting them on your own plate, on your own shoulder, and to release all of which at this point is going to help you continue or start to glow on a different level. Realizing that your financial situation, your career is evolving as you do the same, that nothing's going to stay exactly as it is. For some of you, you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone, but going back to what we were talking about, the hangman, you need to feel a bit vulnerable at times in order for things to grow and change as you do the same. Be in line with the Temperance card. You'll once again be reminded at this point in the month to have patience, to balance things out as you realize what's right for you, or simply realize how to adjust things moving forward to see the results, to feel more abundant within your career choice. Allowing yourself to remember that your finances may not be ideal right now, but these forms of abundance will keep coming in, and remembering that a lot of them, even if they're not just forms of, or not just actual money, lead to a better situation for you, or simply more money coming in. And we are moving on to the last and final card, where we have the Two of Pentacles. So you make your way to wrap up the second half of the month and the month in general, and you feel like it's a bit of a balancing act, feeling like you're accomplishing a lot. Even if you don't have a huge workload, what you're trying to move towards or accomplish feels hefty. It feels like a lot. And Spirit's saying, well, why? Take a moment. Ask yourself. Sit with it for a second. It has a lot to do with the way you're viewing it, the way you're approaching it, and that can be adjusted. And it's a huge life lesson to learn, because you will take that with you towards other areas of your life, because imagine if you are feeling or approaching in that way towards a friendship or a relationship or whatever the case may be. Allowing yourself to remember that things don't have to feel as hefty. You don't have to feel like you're juggling or always having to weigh out options and decisions. That things can feel more simplistic if you simply take a second, breathe, trust your intuition, adjust your perspective and mindset if need be, and proceed in a confident manner. Remembering that you're a Gemini and you can accomplish literally whatever you want to, but it all starts up here. Remembering that you can utilize your mind to hinder you or to propel you. It's going to be up to you. All right? Being aligned with the Hangman. Once again, it's at this point in the month where a huge mind adjustment takes place, whether you like it or not, honestly. And it's going to help you move into the month of July feeling 10 times better, 10 times stronger, and 10 times more capable to accomplish whatever you need to. Remembering that even if your career or financial situation isn't perfect to finish off the month of June, you know that more abundance lies ahead, that more success is going to take place as goosebumps take over my body. All right, Gemini, so I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.